Hello everyone, Shadefyre here, and welcome back to Let's Play Subnautica Below Zero. This is episode 3. So, last time we did quite a bit of exploring of old Alterra facilities as we looked around the ones that were on the mysterious woman's island, and then I ended up accidentally finding the Outpost Zero next to a giant alien ruin, which also had a bunch of blueprints in for us. So, now we are going to be building a base and getting set up so that we can start building some better stuff. I took the liberty of collecting some titanium and stuff for, building our base since we are going to need that, but most of it we can probably find over there. Titanium and quartz and stuff that we need to get a basic base set up. But first, let's build our tool. Our habitat builder.
Adding emergency shelter blueprints to your databank.
It says that, but I think we already had them.
With the builder tool, you can construct sea bases from raw materials, advising against exploring a frozen water continent without a base. No bed, no storage, no place to put a fabricator module. No fun.
Yes, I'm glad they are telling us it's important to build a base. Synthetic fibers. Where did we even get that? Oh, we got this from the sea truck. That gave us these blueprints. So yeah, for now we're just gonna head out to that spot that we picked out last time in the purple vents and get set up. Then we can worry about, building ourselves a sea truck and all that stuff. I didn't find another Seaglide, or at least I found one, but I didn't find a third one so we can actually build it. So we're still stuck just swimming, which is pretty plebeian. Okay, we're gonna go this way. So there's the Architect's Sanctuary that we also found the location of, but we can't really go down there with just our flippers. We're going to need some kind of faster transportation so we have enough oxygen to reach it. So I feel like the first two episodes have been pretty chill so far, and, it's kind of the vibe I like to cultivate for Subnautica. It's much slower paced. Kind of set your own goals LP. Like, yeah, obviously we have a main mission, but we don't have to do it in any kind of hurry. And there are other games I want to do like this, but I've said that before when I did the first Subnautica LP, and I still haven't gotten to those games like Slime Rancher. But I'm planning to. I just wanted to, now that this was coming out, I said, we're not going to start one of those and this, so we'll wait until this is done. Hopefully I didn't miscalculate about building here, and we're gonna run into something big and nasty. I think that was just the Cryptosuchus? However, because it's night, we might get jumped by something very large without seeing it coming. Because, most of the leviathans have some bioluminescence, but the one in this area does not. Did you swim backwards at me?
30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
That is a very concerning sound. Because it doesn't sound like... Oh, I guess that is what the Cryptosuchus sounds like. So these guys are going to hassle me around my base. That's just a given. Okay, where... Over here. I will say that a lot of the predators in Below Zero sound more threatening than they actually are. Like these guys. They're very bad at hitting you. Yeah, there's another one over there. That's nothing to worry about. Okay. So let's just kind of start building, I guess. We'll start off with just a basic room. I do want to build one of the big rooms. Oh, does this actually delete this stuff? Or is that just telling me what's blocking it?
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
So I'm trying to pick a spot where I could expand outwards. And it looks like that's a good spot right there to put a big room. So we'll put this just kind of like here for now. Because, yeah, we have way too much stuff that we need to store. It's the real reason to rush a base. Since we already have an Outpost 0 on the planet, this will be Outpost 1. Alright. So, the essentials you need for a basic base are a room or a hallway. You could just live in a hallway. You need a hatch, and you need a power source. In this case, it's going to be solar, even though this is not a great place for solar because it's kind of deep. So we won't get much power out of it. I think these might actually be a power source, these vents. So, plop down a hatch. I'm going to put it on the side where the wall is for now, so that it's not blocking any expansion. Okay. And solar panel, which I guess I'll just put like here. Should be close enough to connect. Pretty sure the direction still does not matter. It doesn't have to actually be facing where the sun is. Alright, base is powered.
Warning. Emergency power.
30 seconds.
Or not.
Oxygen production offline.
Oh, there we go. So as long as it has
Restored.
as long as it has one power, it will have oxygen. Yeah, it's gonna go up real slowly, so we're gonna need more solar panels for now, but now we've got a base. And we can put a snowman in it. Actually, the snowman might be too big to fit in here. So, what are the basics we're gonna need? Well, we're gonna need some storage modules, that's for sure. Got all these different bed types that we found. We're gonna want a modification station for sure, because that's how we upgrade our air tanks and flippers and whatnot. We're gonna want a grow bed at some point, so we can plant that lantern fruit, which probably rotted by now, honestly. We're gonna need a fabricator, so that's more quartz. Okay, well, let's get storing. Anything we don't immediately need is gonna go in the locker for now. So all this copper, crystalline sulfur, silver, lithium. We're doing alright on food, but water is a bit more of a challenge because I don't know how to make better water. In the original game, you use coral tubes and salt to make, like, purified water, but I haven't seen any coral tubes. Man, these really are just gonna hang around, aren't they? Didn't think there were so many of them here. I wonder if I could lure them away with fish. I mean, you know, they're about as easy to avoid as bone sharks or stalkers. Unless they get stuck like that. Alright, so we got some quartz right here. I don't actually know what the materials for this biome are. Oh, I like this stuff. What is this? Like lava rock? It's a nice place during the day. Grab that, grab that. But it seems like there's a lot of lithium here, which is going to be used to reinforce our base. Having creatures attack your base is something that they said they were going to add to the first game, and then they eventually scrapped it. That was like a late development thing that they decided to cancel. So I'm pretty sure that's still not the case here. Okay, we don't need... I'm just picking up this lithium because it's around, but not really what we need right now. What we need is more titanium. We never did go to this beacon, did we? That was the one that was tracking the woman in the prawn suit. Crystalline sulfur. There's a bunch of sea truck parts down there, which will give us more titanium. Still no sign of any big boys.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
I can't wait to be rid of this oxygen limitation. But we need a diamond to make the modification station. Use this med kit. We saw some diamonds, but they were out of reach. Ooh, that I'm gonna need to drink. Come here. You're basically my water bottle. There's a bunch of stuff down here. That might have been something worse than just a crypto. I'm gonna have to go back for oxygen again.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
This is why we need some kind of transportation. Like, if I had the sea truck, you know, we could just pop into it for a second and fill up our oxygen, like with the sea moth, but we don't have that yet, and we don't even have a vehicle station. We don't even need the actual sea truck because, you know, we already got the blueprint for it by just scanning parts. There might be some other stuff down here of value, or there could be some modules for it.
Warning. Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
I'm always trying to find something that looks kind of like the coral shell plates from the first game. Okay, that's not scannable, that's not scannable.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Fabricator module. Command chair. We need more chair variation. Chariation. Alright.
Oxygen.
So we're like still in that phase where oxygen is kind of a continuous problem. Because we can't really go deeper than 75 meters without kind of being limited. Like, this stuff is deep enough down that we're going to have very little time down here before we have to go back up. I do see a blueprint down here. Sea Truck Aquarium Module. I forgot that was a thing. EDA. Supply crate. What do we got here? Okay, that was one we already had. I think that's all that's down here.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
I think we might actually have to go back to a different biome to get some titanium. Or quartz. I mean, we got a little bit. I gotta be careful in this big open area. Oh, hello. I haven't seen one of these yet. So these are glow whales. And yeah, they used to just appear everywhere, but now they only appear in the kind of open ocean area. Yeah, these big wing fins. Yeah, ride the whale. Oh, well, he's going deep again. They come up to the surface for air and to feed, and then they go deep again. But they're kind of equivalent to... I can't actually remember what they were called, but the big giant reefbacks, that's what they were in the first game, in that they are a large, harmless creature. I don't like this open water right here. And I don't know why there's a brute shark over here. So there's not much we can do with the glow whale. Alright, let's... How did you get above me? Bastard. Alright, let's dig back into our logs. Can't read that right now. Until we are in a non-suffocation or getting eaten spot. I may have underestimated the usefulness, or overestimated the usefulness of this biome. Because it really just seems like it's lithium and nothing else. A little bit of quartz, but I'm not seeing any nodes. There's a node. Not a super useful one. I guess we should be searching over here in the smokers, because they actually have some decent stuff.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
I don't think I can make it to the base before I run out of air. God, now they're all in a big group. We haven't read any of our animal scans yet because there's just been so much lore. At least we're safe in here. Alright, let's turn these... Oh, I don't have a fabricator yet. So, copper ore, titanium, that we do have. So I'm going to put this right here. The placement seems a little less wonky than it was in the first game, where sometimes you just get really weird-looking orientation on these things. Okay. So now we got one of those. I was going to say that we turn these bladderfish into water. I think I might have this backwards. These are plus 25, and the one picked is plus 35, so that's disinfected water. We just have to figure out how to make that. We need the recipe for bleach, so that we can drink bleach. Alright, so what else do we want right now? Repair tool we don't really need until we get the sea truck. Mineral detector. That could be useful. Seaglide, that's what we really want. Or mobile vehicle bay. We don't have the recipes finished for those. So I guess it's time to go out and explore again. Deposit all that. Gotta make sure to put the beacon here because, of course, the game does not automatically beacon your base when you build one. You know, eventually I am just gonna start stabbing these until they go away. In fact, we have to claim the area. Oh, shit. That one above me is going to come at me again. Okay. Outpost 1. And now that we've built the base, and we have a place to store stuff, we need to actually go find some blueprints. So that's really the stage we're at now, is we... Ooh, that one die? How did that one die? That can't be the one I stabbed once. Probably got blasted. Look, we have to establish who's dominant in this area. You can either fuck off, or you're gonna get stabbed. Oh, there's so many of them. There's like 5 or 6 of them around here. Alright. So, we already know that we can find more Seaglides in the Twisty Bridges, so we're gonna head back there. Also, we can delete the pilot last scene. Alright, so there's the island, and there is the way we want to go. So we're going to kind of swing this way. Do a little exploring before we go looking for just those blueprints. I don't remember if there's any blueprints we can find here. Admittedly, I may just be looking for trouble at the moment. So we get an idea where it is. Is that a diamond? No, that's just more lithium. Lithium we don't need. Either that or they moved the leviathan to not be in this biome. Or at least not be in this part of this biome. But I imagine we'll hear it before we see it. Honestly,
Stern of an astronautical Soltrans-Gov vessel nearby. Vessel name, Mercury 2.
so that is the old ship that we had one guy talk about. Oh, that's it right there. This was, like I said, not really in the game in a finished state last time I played this, so it's kind of new to me. We don't really have the oxygen to explore it, but you can see it's a pretty big ship. Not as big as the Aurora, but pretty big and pretty old. So this would have crashed a long time ago on this planet. I don't even know how to get in here. I think you have to get in from the bottom. Which, yeah, we definitely don't have the oxygen to get in here yet. Buddy, what you doing down here? Looks like we might be able to get in through there.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Anyway, I just want to do a lap around the island before we go back to the Twisty Bridges, do a little bit of, you know, exploring places we haven't been yet. Let's see what we can find. Which is, it turns
Oxygen.
out, not much. Most of this stuff is pretty deep. What's over here? I think this is a different biome. Oh yeah, there it is right there. Doesn't look like much from this distance, but you'll notice it's actually very far away right now, and it's much bigger than it looks. I think this is where the vent gardens live. Uh-oh. I don't think we're gonna tangle with this thing right now in open waters where we can't even, like, Seaglide away from it. Or you might come over here and say hi.
30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
I don't remember them being as persistent as Reaper Leviathans, but he does seem to be coming my way. Yeah, so that's a Chalicerate, and I think there's a few of them around here. I've been digging the music so far. You know, the first game had good music too, but it seems pretty chill in this one. There's all kinds of little mineral outcrops in the black smokers. Okay. What's this right here?
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Well, we're gonna have to find out after we dive. This might be leading us to the mining site underneath the island, which, like everything else we've seen today, is out of our reach at the moment. It really does suck not having a vehicle.
Warning, passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Now, this is the entrance to the mining site, which will be worth checking out at some point.
Warning, 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Oh, I thought that was a blueprint, but it's just a sign. Okay, let's get out of here. We're, like halfway around the island now? It's a pretty big island.
Oxygen.
This is gonna be a close one. 30 meters, no oxygen. Luckily, Robin can hold her breath for a decent amount of time. I feel like night sucks more in this one than it did in the first game, though. Like, it's so dark. And that might be because of the weird cinematic color grading that they've forced you to turn on, whereas that was an option before. Okay, that's the Twisty Bridges over there. I mean, admittedly, blueprint hunting was never the most fun thing in the first game, and the fact that I had done so many...
Warning, 30 seconds of oxygen
so many
remaining.
restarts in the Subnautica early access period. You know, every time there was a new update, I started a new game and kind of rushed my way through to get the new blueprints so that I could do a what's update. So by the time I did an LP, I already knew pretty much exactly what biomes to look in for the blueprints. Whereas here, I'm not so sure. I mean, obviously, we know where the sea truck is. We have one. And we also know where to get the mobile vehicle bay, which is in those caves underneath the kelp forest. Yeah, what's this? I don't think we've been here yet. Someone's growing batteries. Exterior grow bed. Ribbon plants.
Warning, 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
And that's it. I should point out that we only need one more fragment to get ourselves a Seaglide.
Oxygen.
And once we have that, things will become so much more manageable. Though, we will need a regular supply of batteries. But we also already have the battery charger blueprint, so we can get that set up in our base. Start charging batteries. Alright, we're on the lookout for Seaglides. I will say that I feel like a lot of the predators that they made for this, the mid-sized predators like the brute shark, kind of feel like they're just reskins. Ooh, we're getting a message. Morse code.
That sounds like a distress call.
Transmission of unknown origin. Source of transmission depth calculated at approximately 200 meters.
Okay, so 200 meters, that's not the sanctuary then. Also, we might need some more table coral for another computer chip, so I'm just going to grab that while I see it. I mean, at least here, we can kind of go deeper because of these oxygen plants.
100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
There's quite a few of them in this area.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
This is actually, somewhere we might be able to go if we follow these blinking lights. Follow the distress signal. Thankfully, there's even a trail of useful oxygen bubbles. So we saw a message from one of the Alterra folks that they had picked up a distress signal and then it just kind of shut off. We're still going to be kind of tight on oxygen here. Well, I wasn't expecting to go to the sanctuary in this episode, but here it is.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
This was very much in the early access version.
Sanctuary power critical.
Hello? Is someone there?
In a manner of speaking. We're running out of time.
So this was something that was in the game from the very start.
What is all this?
Seeking emergency storage medium.
I can help you better if you show yourself.
If we could show ourselves, we would not need storage.
You mean you don't have a physical presence? Are you one of them? An architect?
Storage medium identified. We will be lost unless we find a new host. Can you help?
Can you use my PDA for storage?
You are not with the group from before. Your cybernetic components bear their signal.
Alterra? No, my equipment is, borrowed.
It will have to do.
So the tone of that conversation is very different. In the original version of this, when you come in here, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna have to lock you in here forever so that nobody else finds out that I'm here. So, could you just, like, die? But that was when she still worked for Alterra. Alright, let's read some of these notes while we're in a safe, oxygen-filled place. Control room rapid depressurization to weld team and electrical. We're getting closer. I know the control room will change the process of base building. It contains all the information you need in a singular place. Energy delegation for low sunlight areas, build layout, structural information, etc. We're leaps and bounds away from version 1, which literally just rolled to the bottom of the ocean, even on flat ground. Rapid implosion is supposed to be painless. I hope that's true. Definitely a better way to go than the electrical fire in version 5.7. Poor way to go. Super unfortunate radio called over here. Jasmine was the latest worker that volunteered to test the control room for hazard pay, of course. She was on the radio examining some information panels when she experienced rapid depressurization due to hull breach. Apparently the panels were welded poorly and blew a hole in the wall, so no hazard pay for her, or anyone else for that matter. At least she didn't suffer.
Seek fluid intake.
The next build should have all the kinks ironed out. Okay, so control room very unsafe. Disciplinary meeting. No, this we can just listen to while
Fred,
I drink.
Good to see you. Come on in. You don't mind if I record this, do you?
Am I in trouble?
No. You know me. Just a fanatic for details. And my memory's not what it used to be.
I know what that's like.
Yes. Is that why you've been running so many personal errands for your colleagues? We asked you to limit them.
So I am in trouble.
That's not how I want you to look at it. Here's what I see. You're a team player. You want to get the job done.
I think I have a pretty good record there.
You want people to like you.
Has anyone complained?
Fred, the trouble is, not everyone is as reliable as you are. Sometimes people need help being where they need to be and concentrating on their work.
All the trips were work-related.
It appears you transported tech for Lil, rather far out from her base.
Well, it needed to go deep, and she needed a sea truck.
Her work is currently on surface installations. She shouldn't be anywhere near the water. No more favors to friends, agreed?
Yes, sir.
I keep telling you. Call me Manu.
And I keep telling you, I hate that name. Okay, so before we go in here, just, again, trying to clear out some of these because we have so many.
The damn ugly thing followed me into the shallows. Didn't think something that big would follow me up here. Had to jettison the sea truck. Again. I guess I could try to go back for the parts when it leaves. If it leaves. I really don't want to sit in another meeting with Emmanuel. Manu, as he likes to be called. I just want to drive around and deliver cargo in peace.
Fred has simple pleasures. I think that's from the one that we found that was exploded. Alright, close that. Dr. Lillian Bench, xenobiologist. Current project, maintenance. Previous project, architect intelligence. So she was the one that found the distress signal. Dr. Samantha Ayu. Robotics. Current project, maintenance. Spy pangling development. Task list. Harvest produce from grow beds and plant new seed. To do. Refill engine oil and coolant. In progress. Document completed research samples. Done. Continue investigation of the force field mechanisms at Research Site 0. In progress. Send weekly status report. In progress. Varnish prawn suits. To do. Repair base hatch door lock. To do. Perform monthly patrol of remote installations. To do. Recalibrate navigation equipment. Done. Inspect all cabin air filters. To do.
I don't think I have a choice. I have to neutralize the bacteria myself. I'm a little nervous. Okay, terrified. But this thing is a death sentence. We shouldn't be messing around with it. I'm no biologist, I know. So does everyone else here. I haven't spoken to Danny since we fought about it. Zeta said she'd handle it and then didn't. Lil practically begged me to drop it. This is completely beyond the scope of your work. You have to stop before you jeopardize your standing with the company. I don't want good standing with a transgov that would do this. Robin tried to warn me. Maybe she was right, and Alterra really is unfixable. Maybe I deserve better than this. We all do. I've synthesized the antibacterial agent. I know my biochem at least well enough to do that much. I've stashed some away in one of the Pengling research caves, southeast of the Leviathan. That was probably the easy part. Now I just have to carry out the plan. Focus, be brave, worry about what happens next after the threat is neutralized. They're going to know it was me. If they send me home, when they send me home, where the ice isn't 20 feet thick, I can get my Augie bun back. We can cuddle under a nice warm blanket. Things with Robin will thaw out. They always do. Besides, I think she'll respect this. And then, maybe I'll start my own research outfit with an awesome team. I'd love to work on prosthetics again. Help people find peace and ease in their bodies. No more cold. No more spying. Nothing that can be misused. All right. Now's my time. I've got this.
So I'm going to guess that's probably the negligence-related incident where she ended up getting infected by the Kara and dying. However, the fact that she said she stashed some of the antibacterial means we're probably going to need to obtain that at some point in order to not die ourselves. Anyway, here's the Architect Cavern.
How long have you been stored here?
Longer than hoped. Warning. Sanctuary power critical. Our data can be downloaded from the terminal. We may speak more once the transfer is completed.
Yes, okay. Hurrying.
I can't just jump up there and scan the cube. There you go.
Storage medium accepted. Brace for transfer.
Brace?
What's happening?
Transfer. complete. How do you feel?
Why do you sound like you're inside my head?
The facility identified hospitable capacity within your cerebral cortex.
You are in my head? I offered you my PDA! Get out!
Oh no. Does your kind perceive a boundary between cybernetic and organic components?
My mind is not a component!
You sound angry. We will allow you a moment to process.
Don't you go silent on me. Hello? This is not happening. That's the explanation. It's not happening.
So that part of the story really hasn't changed, and it's a pretty central part of the story that we now have a ancient alien inside of our brain. However, in the original story, he was much less happy with the situation, since he did not consent to being put into your brain. Alright, so now we have an alien buddy. We can get out of here, and hopefully not suffocate on the way out. But yeah, that's something I didn't want to spoil in any of the first impressions, which is why I intentionally cut it out. Well, I didn't cut it out, I just never came here in any of the what's updates for this game.
Warning, passing 200 meters. Oxygen efficiency greatly decreased.
Hopefully we won't suffocate on the way out, because we don't have a rebreather, so we're losing a lot of oxygen by being this deep. And we still didn't find a goddamn Seaglide. That was like the one thing I've been looking for. There's another egg. I have like 3 of those now. So whatever they are, they're not that rare. At some point, we'll build a nice fancy aquarium to fill up with as many fish as we can find eggs for. Okay, there's some good stuff down there, but again, that's too deep for us. The deep trenches.
Warning, 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Oh, we didn't open this one yet. Rebreather, there we go. That's a very helpful thing. That's definitely going to be what you can try to build as soon as possible.
Warning, 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Yeah, we don't even have enough oxygen to swim to the surface at this point. We need to swim from oxygen bubble to oxygen bubble.
Oxygen. Warning, 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
I'm trying to trace out a path of these things, while also still looking for Seaglide fragments.
Oxygen. Warning, 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
I know. Warning, you're really pushing it. You're gonna suffocate. Just telling you. Okay, we're kind of coming out of the Twisty Bridges now.
Warning, 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
And there's a hailstorm going on up here. Alright, I would really love if we could find a Seaglide blueprint before we finish this episode. Because then we could use that to explore the caves and get the mobile vehicle station, and then we can get a sea truck. And then oxygen won't be much of a big deal for a while. It is possible we might be able to find a Seaglide blueprint in the nest of one of these sea monkeys, since they just collect stuff, but we might die if we try to do that. Though at this point, there's not much to lose. Oh, hello. It's another architect marker. Is that connected to anything? Seems pretty suspicious. Also, this is a pretty large section of glacier. What the hell is that? I don't recognize that. Oh. Yeah, I do remember them adding these. These are near where the big section of surface area is. Man, we're seeing a lot of cool stuff in this episode. I wish I had a beacon. Ooh, what the hell is that? Oh, okay. We found our way onto the glacier. Where there is... Well, I mean, this is where Sam used to work. Fire Robotics, was it called? Oh, I almost jumped on top of that jelly. So, in the old version, to get here, you had to swim through a bunch of ice tunnels underneath the glacier. But here it seems they've made it a lot more straightforward. Alright, so I think I might just go look for a friggin' Seaglide between episodes, because it's not very interesting to look for. I mean, we keep stumbling upon new, interesting stuff. It's just not... The actual search itself wouldn't be fun if I ignored all this stuff. Hey, I know JT music. This place looks really warm. At least I assume that's what all this fog is. Though we are still freezing. Alright, well, we're not gonna mess around with this stuff. Because this is a whole thing of its own. So I guess we'll just head back to base. Not really much else we can do out here. Look how small they are. Oh, that's why they're called eye jellies. So yeah, that just leads underground. And I think I know what it's connected to. I think they do slowly move towards you if you stay still. To electrocute and consume you. I do wish I had brought some beacons with me, though, because it's not going to be easy to find this stuff again. Alright. Makes sense that they don't electrify you from the top. Still desperately keeping an eye out for those blueprints. Just one fragment. That's all I need, game. Just one. I think we're back at Sector 0 again. See that there's like a fish frozen to it? Oh, there's a grav trap. I never did figure out a good use for these. Like, I guess it's good for catching small fish to eat. You just leave it outside your base and then see what gets stuck in it.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Yes! Goal achieved for this episode. So we're definitely building that next time, and the rebreather if I can. Oh, got a little glacier here we can swim under. So what does that need? One thing that's nice that they added as a feature is you can actually pin stuff that you need the materials for to your screen. So rebreather here is wiring kit, fiber mesh, silicone, rubber. So we can pin that up there and then just mouse over it to see what we need. What was the other thing? Seaglide. Battery, lubricant, copper wire. Okay, I'm gonna grab some creep vine then, because we're gonna need that. 2 for the fiber mesh. And, I don't need all of these ribbon plants.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
If I remember correctly, we did make 1 lubricant with the seeds we had before. So we might actually be able to make this right away. Yeah, I think that was a good episode. I think we saw a lot of new stuff. We didn't get eaten by a chelicerae, but, you know, we saw one off in the distance. And once I'm feeling a little more agile, I think we'll get a closer look at them. Because, I mean, most of the leviathans are not that dangerous unless they can manage to turn fast enough to get you in their mouth. They're more dangerous to your vehicle than you, even though they can swallow you whole. Gonna swim back here so we can see what we can make, and then we'll wrap up the episode. And next time, well, I guess next time we can use our new vehicle to go delving a little deeper. Though, if we can get a diamond, I think we can make the next oxygen tank the BIP version or whatever. However, I think we might have to actually go up to the surface where we just were, into 5 robotics, and get the blueprint for the spy pangling so that we can get those diamonds we saw before on the island.
We understand this arrangement is undesirable to you.
You're not real. Go away.
To go, we require a suitable body for transfer.
Why do you keep saying we? How many of you are there?
One of us and all of us. We do not think of ourselves as individual, distinct.
Why don't you start by telling me who you are?
You may append your seed code to my species designation. Please call me Al.
My whole life I've been dying to meet a sapient, spacefaring alien up close, and you're telling me your name is Alan?
Is it insufficient?
No, it's fine. It's perfect. Where are you from, Alan?
Your kind calls us architects.
The Precursor race. But what are you doing here?
That is a long story. Perhaps you will prefer to focus on the construction of a new storage medium to which I may transfer.
Yes. Fine, absolutely. How do we get you out of my head?
I have added the information to your data bank. You will need to find the necessary components.
Any idea where I can find them?
It is unclear. I have been disconnected from my network for so long I cannot locate the coordinates.
Survival rate would be greatly enhanced with the construction of an underwater vehicle. The Seaglide is a personal transportation device used for high-speed freediving. Contains a built-in light and map. The rebreather facilitates extensive freediving by recycling air more efficiently at significant depths. Breathe the freedom.
Okay, so now that we have those two things, we can definitely extend our dive range a fair bit. So we're going to do some more exploring next time. But until then, thank you for joining me for some more Subnautica Below Zero. I hope the folks that had not already played this are kind of intrigued by the whole Alan thing, because that's going to kind of be the main thrust of our story for most of it. We came here looking for our sister, but we got distracted by an alien. So until next time, you folks all take care.